it, Mike? What day is it, Mike? What day is it, Mike?
4 Peaks Hump Day.
There we go. 4 Peaks Hump Day. Guys, welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. I'm Anthony Tozer.
Yeah, you are.
Joined as always by my partners in crime, Shane Diefenbach.
Yeah, I am.
Shawn DePaz.
Yeah, he is.
Jens, how's your hump day going?
I was going really poorly until I got my food in my belly. And
Whoa. Game of Thrones?
In my belly.
In my belly.
Game of Thrones is more of a Shrek thing.
You didn't sound
Wait,
very
Get out me
Shrekky.
swamp.
No, that's Austin Powers thing.
Oh, well, same.
No.
Not the same thing, but the same guy.
Austin Powers, Shrek, they're one and the same.
I mean, it's the same person. Anyways, I had
Anyway.
some Yeah, you're right. Yeah, hand up. Anyway, I had some tendies. I had a French dip. I had a little date with Craig. He was sitting across from me.
You feed him?
Yeah, I did. I was just straight into his mouth. Here comes
Truly
the train. Here
beautiful.
comes the scoop. That's how I get the journalist to eat.
So you fed him tendies.
Yes.
You put meat in Craig's mouth?
Okay.
I was just confirming the logistics. That's all I was doing here. Come on now. Joe in the chat. Is this heaven? No, Ray. It's 4 Peaks. Sorry, I had to do it. Come on now, guys.
No, you quite literally
you did not have to do it.
I did have to.
We have different definitions of the word half.
Totri saying things problematic is like the guy that I had to do it to him. The guy on the street with the fit, had to do it to him.
Had to do it. To him.
Joe is correct. This is 4 Peaks,
Yeah.
also known as heaven by some. Guys, wanted to update you real quick. If you didn't know, breaking news,
Oh,
the
boy.
Arizona Cardinals suck.
Oh my God!
They
You
have the
scared me. Last time we got breaking news,
you're right.
Austin Nunez
You're right.
transferred.
The Arizona Cardinals have the 3rd overall pick in the NFL draft,
now.
guys. Big opportunity. You're right. For now, they could trade back. We'll see what happens. Regardless, for the NFL draft, you guys should be here at 4 Peaks 8th Street Pub on April 27th to bring in and welcome whoever the Arizona Cardinals draft on night 1. You do got to be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly. And if you're watching this live, there is still time to pull us up on your phone and go ahead, set it up in your car, and drive over here to 4 Peaks 8th Street Pub and say, what's up? It's a blast.
We
It's a
haven't done
Bible fair.
a Migos ad read in a very long time.
Yeah, we haven't. That's in the cards for later in the show, I think.
Okay, why not? You want to do this one, and then we can go ahead and do the Migos for you?
Yeah.
Is it
Okay.
Amigos worthy? I mean, all of our sponsors are Amigos worthy, but
Well, this one is us because you should become one of us and become a diehard
become one of us.
Oh, we are you doing it now? Oh, well, usually it's Totri
Yeah.
when it does. I mean, you guys can go off if you want to do it right now. By all means, I'm not.
I
telling
got you, I got
what to do. I'm not telling them what to do, but I am telling you to become a diehard.
Diehard.
Check out phnxlocker.com
Check it out, check it
to
out.
grab your membership to receive exclusive content, discounts on all events and merch, and
All
access
events
to our
and
Discord and
merch.
chats. I have a feeling within the next 48 hours, we may have 1 to 2
1, 2,
shirts
3,
releasing.
4.
Maybe.
He's got a feeling.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Black Eyed Peas.
I just.
He got a feeling.
Oh, okay. We may or may not have some new merch hitting that locker, so it's a perfect time to come to Die Hard because then you can get it. You get a free T-shirt and you can
Tingly
use that
feeling,
T-shirt.
Die Hard. Spidey senses.
I don't know how you got through a full ad read. I just
Yeah.
gained a lot of respect for you.
Well, he wasn't wearing.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But
Bruce Willis.
What?
Die
Oh,
Hard.
not a Christmas movie.
It's not. But become a diehard. Like I said, we
it.
may or may not have some new merch pulling through sometime soon. So become a diehard. You get a free T-shirt or a free hat. You get a bunch of perks. So go to
Perks,
PHNX.
perks,
Go
perks.
to gophnx.com.
Perk 30.
Aaron
to
Rodgers.
become a diehard or
Hey,
diehard.
Raj. All right,
Beautiful.
we're
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. It was not
Joe
well
in the
done,
chat
but
with his
I
own
appreciate
breaking news. He's in the transfer portal. Please respect my decision. Joe, is there any way that we could deliver some funds to your establishment to prevent you from leaving the portal? Or is there a different PHNX show that is currently paying you a little bit more?
We're not really going to get in an arms race, an NIL arms race.
God damn it. I didn't know we were joined by Ray Anderson. That's crazy.
Joe, you know what we can do? We can do the old Kim English. Did you see this?
Mm-mm.
Kim English, Providence's basketball coach, played one of their freshmen one-on-one to stay at Providence because he entered the portal and he was like, "You can't transfer if I beat you in one-on-one." And he beat him and he went live on IG and was like, "He's staying."
That
He's
is
staying.
awesome.
Yeah.
Could
That
you
is
imagine
so
Bobby
awesome.
versus Jeremiah one-on-one?
That
or
is
Bobby versus Austin one-on-one?
so damn awesome. We've talked NIL on this show before, but I think with just the way that college sports is set up right now and the way that I'd like to say this is probably the second off season of a lot of NIL as it relates to college athletics, just taking a deeper dive into how name, image, and likeness has changed college sports. We've seen already at Arizona State, handful of players from the basketball team enter the transfer portal. Now, whether that be for NIL or for other reasons, for some it's pretty clear what it's for. For others, it's kind of left up to interpretation because you're not going to get a straight answer. Then you look at ASU football, right? Kind of the flip side of that coin. This past offseason, they got a ton of players. Some, again, because of NIL. Some, like a Jaden Rashada, we know didn't get nearly the $13 million that he was reportedly set to get at Florida. I'm just curious, before we get into some of the interesting numbers, just how you guys feel about the way NIL has evolved college athletics.
Yeah, let's do a snapshot. I mean, it's been, what, a year, 2 years, 2.5 years now?
Close to it.
Since NIL has become a thing.
Yeah.
And
a legal thing.
Yeah, a legal thing. And it's, I mean, look, we've talked about it. We want the control in the players' hands.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it should be. These are the guys and girls that are working their tails off to provide a great product on the field, on the court, wherever they're playing, and just, give the university another stream of revenue. It was always unfair that they couldn't. So
yeah.
I love how it's evolved. And whatever you think of the transfer portal, whether it be you think they should sit out a year or not, you gotta respect people's decisions, man. You just have to.
Yeah, it's just some of y'all are just losers.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so concerned? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me why people are so concerned. And I mean, it does, because they're so invested in their teams. They get their feelings hurt when someone doesn't want to be a part of their team. But I mean, we got a price for Joe, by the way. Tamagotchi, and he's staying.
Okay.
One of y'all take care of that?
I got
Yeah,
you. I have a ton.
Actually?
That's
No.
on brand.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
That would be on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one for my keychain. I think.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, I just never understood why people are so concerned by it. But it's college athletics for the longest time was modern day slavery. Like, they were just stealing from predominantly kids of color and just taking money that they were earning. And that shit was ridiculous to me. And if the argument they always tried to make about how it's about the brand, not about the players, is ridiculous, because if Jerry Jones got out here, and this is not an original take, I forget exactly who said this, but if Jerry Jones got out here and said it's about the star on the side of the helmet, it's not about Dak Prescott, it's not about CeeDee Lamb, whoever, that would be ridiculous. We wouldn't give that argument the time of day. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand. And the only reason we did in college athletics is because it was children who adults were taking advantage of. I think it's ridiculous. And I'm glad that kids are getting money that they deserve. There's no reason. And again, it's not like the schools are paying kids. They're making money because of who they are.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Literally name, image, and likeness. For a while, it felt like the NCAA was just gatekeeping, like, dreams, right?
Yeah.
Of these college athletes who, for the longest...
Gatekeeping dreams? Oh, my God, that's a good band name.
It sounds like an intro to a Meek Mill album.
Like,
Yeah.
if you didn't want to play...
You ready?
If you didn't want to play at, whatever university for free, pretty much, like, then you weren't going to go to a professional league. And that's just the way that it was.
Yeah.
You've seen in the past players do it under the table, and it's turned into, big old scandals. And now you look, if the whole Reggie Bush situation, or just a handful of athletes throughout the years.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it would be treated completely different than it is today. And it feels like those players, where it was a slap in the face to them in their collegiate career, and it leaves a bad taste in the mouth, I think, of a lot of people. I mean, you bring up the Reggie Bush situation, right? Like, Reggie Bush is his college. Well, you brought up the Heisman.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole, like, his college career, I feel like at the end of it was tainted by that, right? Was the
for a
whole
while, at least,
quote unquote scandal. Whereas, like, today's day and age, that wouldn't be a problem at all.
No.
Like, can you imagine if they were just like, Caleb Williams, somebody decided that they were going to buy you this, we're going to have to take your Heisman.
Yeah,
back.
and the thing that sucks is that there's no righting those wrongs. Like, you think about a guy like Vince Young, who did not have the NFL career that he wanted to, but if he would have been able to make money in college football, he would have raked in cash. Obviously, Reggie Bush is the same way. But you could think about a guy like Tyler Hansborough. A guy that was
Tim Tebow.
Yeah, even but bona fide college stars, bigger than a lot of pro athletes, and did not have the opportunity to make money. There's no righting those wrongs, but it's better late than never. Like you get these kids deserve this.
Yeah,
Jamarcus Russell back.
I think the really interesting part now, right? Like I'm totally on board with NIL, and I would like to see more athletes, like a more diverse group of athletes, get NIL deals, right? I think there's so much focus on football players and basketball players and even baseball players in a sense, right? But there are a lot of athletes that do a lot of different things, right? You look at gymnastics, you look at swim and dive.
I was about to say, you see who number 3 is.
Yeah, like there are athletes all over, and I think we bring up the list that On3 has here with evaluations pretty much of NIL potential for some of these collegiate athletes, right? You look at a guy like Bronny James, who is number 1, not even in college yet, valued at $7.2 million for NIL, which ranks him number 1 over number 2, Arch Manning at 3.7.
Again, it's
and
not in
then
college yet.
number 3, Livy Dunn, who's on LSU's gymnastics team. 3.4 million is that NIL valuation, which is, for me, I think it's super interesting, right? Because not a lot of people are like, oh yeah, LSU gymnastics is where we go, right? Like, but any gymnastics program, I feel like they've got a good understanding, or at least those businesses have a good understanding of Livy Dunn's her presence, not only as it relates to athletics, right, as it relates to social media, and those businesses there have taken advantage of it, right? And I feel like rightfully so, she's getting paid for it, which she deserves.
Yeah, I mean, look at this list that we have in front of us. The only person that has more followers than she does is Bronny James, who, I don't know if you know this, is the son of the best basketball player of all time.
Michael
so
Jordan?
He had a little bit of a head start. But
you see who's top 10? Who the most surprising person on this list is?
The most
Drake May?
No, that makes sense.
Hansel Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Hansel Emmanuel is the
That's
most
not surprising.
Bo Nix. You think?
That's not that
Come
surprising.
on.
Because he was at LSU, so they're making money. Or no, he was
Auburn.
at LSU, Auburn. And then he was
should not be on
SEC.
this list.
I mean, I'm not.
That's the most surprising for sure.
I'm much more surprised by Drake May than I am Bo Nix, personally.
Drake May is going to be a superstar, I think.
We'll see. But regardless, I'm just glad people are getting the money they deserve.
Wow, if you go on, and I didn't realize this, I just clicked complete list.
Yeah.
You've got
Michael Penix Jr.
Marvin
13.
Harrison Jr. at 12. Yeah, Michael Penix Jr. at 13.
Don't forget
Jordan Travis,
Olympian
16.
Suni
Bryce
Lee.
James, 17. Valued at 1.2 mil.
Who's supposed to be going to Duquesne? Or how do you say that?
Duquesne?
Yeah, he's supposed to be going to Duquesne.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Shakira
Duquesne
O'Neal.
was a safety school for me.
Spencer Rattler. Oh, he's gone down. Tragic for the man.
Shakira O'Neal.
Timmy. Drew Timmy. $903,000. I think it's super interesting to see these numbers.
JD5, 34.
Is he really?
Yeah.
The Cavender twins at 31 and 33.
It's definitely
and in between them, Brandon Miller.
That's hilarious.
Caleb Love in the transfer portal at 50.
I will put this link I'll put this thing we're talking about in the chat for you guys as well.
Ooh, the one and only Dylan Raiola at 40.
Yeah. Has not played a down of
Right
college
ahead
football.
of Cam Rising.
Future Sun Devil, by the way.
That's so crazy. Stop it. No, it's definitely a list that is worth looking at. And I really, really hope that over time, regardless of what the rules eventually become, because I don't think that they will continue to allow NIL to be the Wild West, which is what it's become.
What do you mean by that?
By the Wild West?
Not in a Drewski meme way, but what do you mean by that?
Like
how are they regulating it?
I have no idea how they'll regulate it.
What would you do? What do you think?
If I could regulate NIL?
Yeah. Why do you think it's the Wild West, rather?
And this is going to sound like the most Gen Z participation trophy thing ever, and I don't want it to come across as that. But it's not from my perspective. It is not fair that there is one specific athlete on a team that is making $100,000, $150,000, whereas the same athlete at a different university or playing a different sport has to go through the same. I know the opposing argument for it, right? Like if you got a Bronny James, that player does.
My counter argument is we are talking about two different issues here because schools need to pay players.
Yeah.
Yes,
they need to be employees because you look at NBA, for example. No one's sitting here being like, Ish Wainwright deserves a Nike deal. He doesn't. He's not as valuable. He's not as good.
But there needs to be a floor.
But he does. It'd be ridiculous if he wasn't getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. There needs to be a floor.
He deserves to get paid. And so I think we're talking about two different issues, and that the school should not be allowed to, be forced to pay these athletes. Anyone with a scholarship at the very least should be paid.
At least something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because for me, the one of the biggest arguments for paying players at this level was the fact that they were not afforded the same opportunities and luxuries of, like, for example, if you went to college and your family needed money, right? You don't have the luxury of being able to have some extra time to go get a job to where you can do that, right? You're spending literally countless hours, whether it be in a gym or in a classroom, on a field, whatever, and you just simply do not have time to do that, right?
Yeah.
So there are still those athletes that exist that still have no time because they're putting in so much work, but they're not getting paid at all.
Yeah. My counter argument, and it's a very unique one, because who's number 3 on this list? It's Livy Dunn, who's a gymnastics star. And, like, you know, we respect every single sport out there, revenue or not.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why she's a standout. You know, it's because she built her following on TikTok and social media and marketed herself. And so, like, it just depends on which route you're going, man. Like, there are a lot of ways to make money, especially in this in an athletic world that we're in right now with NIL. It's just different. It's just different. So
It is.
I agree with you. It is the Wild West, but that's just kind of how it has to be right now. I don't really know what the fix is.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be remiss if we kind of hinted at it, like, there's definitely an unfair aspect to this because
Life's unfair.
But that's what I was trying to, like, that's my own internal argument of it, of, like, yes, these other players should be getting paid, but guess what? Life isn't fair.
Yeah.
And, like, just because you play a sport, again, doesn't mean everybody is a Livy Dunn or an Arch Manning or a Bonnie James.
So what I wanted to get at is how long is it going to take you to scroll on those lists before you see a black woman? Like, that is my problem. It takes you down to 60, I think, is the first one. Like, that is my issue, is this is going to be unfair, and also ultimately that's just the reality of capitalism in America. But, like, I do think there needs to be not a balance to it, because I'm not saying everybody needs to be getting NIL money, but getting back to paying athletes thing, like, there needs to be
falls on the university.
Yeah. Yes.
It should not fall on business.
I think we can all agree that there should be a floor to what athletes are getting paid.
Yes.
Like, if you're not getting this big deal money, you're not getting a bike, whatever, you're not getting this, like, you should be at least getting X amount of money from the school.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest fix for us, and the only thing that we can say, is if you share the same sentiments and you want to support your school, people around the community need to just do it. They need to just do it, because in reality, that's, like, nobody is going to be, like, realistically, only 0.002% of athletes ever are going to be in this top 100.
Yeah. At least at the college level.
Because look at these evaluations. I'm just going to scroll to 50. Who's 50? Caleb Love is 50. His deals that he's being evaluated for: Continental Tires, Outback Steakhouse, and some other company or client that I've never heard of. Those aren't realistic for your left tackle on a non-Power 5 football team. That isn't realistic for your softball player at even a Power 5 school.
Yeah.
That's why the people that are in the community surrounding it need to get more involved, and that's the bottom line. Because not everybody's going to get a PSD underwear sponsorship like Bronny James. Not everybody's going to get a Nike deal or a Puma deal.
Yeah, and I mean, Blake making the point that if they're going to pay players, every player should be paid the same. I agree with you, like 100%. I think in college specifically, there needs to be, like, not just a floor, but there should just be a base pay for everybody, and then you can go and make your money on NIL, and now that's the difference.
The counterpoint that the university would provide, specifically looking at non-revenue sports, is non-revenue sports, I would say 97% of the time, lose the university money.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
and
softball loses ASU money. Swimming, just regardless of how good they are on a national level, those programs usually lose money simply because you've got universities paying for facilities, right? And there's just simply not enough ticket sales to go around, and they just don't make enough money to actually have it turn out to revenue. You know what I mean? Like,
well, now we're getting to, like, a whole conversation about capitals, because the reality is that, like, Ray Anderson just shouldn't be getting paid as much as he should.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't just fall on the schools to it. Also, that's my other point. Is, like, it shouldn't fall on the schools to pay these players, because obviously they can't afford to do that without losing money. It should, again, fall on the people that support the school. And
Lost Highway kind of echoes the point that we're talking about. Schools themselves can't afford paying all athletes for all sports with the small amount of money they get.
I mean, it's not an easy. There's no easy
No,
answer.
if it was easy, life would be fair. And like
that'd be great if life was fair. Look, you brought it up, right? Like, if you believe that there are Arizona State athletes out there, just college athletes in general, that aren't necessarily getting the love financially that they should, right? Look at a business like a Burrito Express that has gone out of their way time and again to ensure that a handful of Arizona State athletes are getting some NIL deals, getting some NIL love. We've talked about Elijah Badger, his NIL deal. We know Daniel got it last season. Jazz Hill, I know we read ads for Burrito Express, and I know we love Burrito Express, but seriously, every time you guys go to Burrito Express, in turn, you're in a way supporting an Arizona State athlete that is under their NIL deal. And the more people that show up for them, it helps them show up for those Arizona State athletes, guys. So check out Burrito Express. They got locations all over the valley. The food smacks. Go ahead and give them a follow on social at Burrito EXP as well.
Burrito Express goes so hard.
It really does.
You know what else goes hard?
What's that?
Hitting a 16-legger on
That would go
BetMGM.
crazy.
Ooh.
I've had some.
Sorry. That really got to me.
We can all be honest here. We've all used other sports books,
Of course.
Yeah.
but the reason why BetMGM is the best is because they treat me right. Not only am I a hold on one second.
MIA? You're MIA?
Am I a slave to the lion with my MGM rewards?
A slave to the lion.
But I also just love everything that they do. And BetMGM encompasses all of that, whether it be a 100% deposit match or, a great lion boost. Lion! It's fantastic. So if you haven't yet, sign up for BetMGM. Use bonus code PHNX, and you will get up to $1,000 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. All you have to do is download the app, sign up with bonus code PHNX, deposit at least $10, and place your first wager on any game. You will receive up to $1,000 in bonus bets. If your bet loses, just make sure to use bonus code PHNX when you sign up. And this weekend, Saturday, we're doing something real fun.
Real fun.
Massive
Real fun.
watch party this Saturday at 2 p.m. at the BetMGM Sportsbook. Yes, I said it, a sports book. It's not a sports bar. It's a sports book catered for your viewing experience. It's at State Farm Stadium. Yep. Come watch the last stages of college basketball play out, as they'll have food and beverage specials, giveaways, and massive TVs to watch the game on. Plus, if you register and place your first bet with promo code PHNX, when you sign up, you'll get a free PHNX t-shirt. And now the disclaimer. Disclaimer, 21 plus to wager. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
Boom. Blake in the chat. Blake and Lost Highway with some interesting points. Lost Highway, ASU alum. Sure could, though.
Yep.
With 65,000 students, they should be leading NIL. Totally agree. And Blake, only thing I just hope doesn't happen in these athletes lose the love of the sport because they're focused more on money rather than the sport and in education. Yeah.
I think that is it's not, no offense, Blake, I think that's a bullshit argument, because if that was the case, motherfuckers wouldn't be playing professional football for 12 years. Like, they would get their first contract and stop playing.
Well, not necessarily, because there are some athletes.
But those athletes didn't grow up with NIL. To argue what you're saying.
Why does that make a difference? It just is delaying that process 4 years.
Not necessarily, because you can go get another contract, right? Like a lot of these first contracts in whatever sport, rookie deals, whatever, I feel like from an outside perspective, you don't realize how much money, depending where you are at, goes to income tax. Like a lot of these numbers aren't guaranteed. Yeah, but they have to pay a significant amount more,
also,
right? It's not all guaranteed either.
Regardless, our brains, human nature is you are never happy with what you have.
That's true.
Ever. It's impossible to be. So you're just going to want more money and more money. And if you start them young, you start them at 14, 15, then it could get, and I'm not saying it's going to, because there's a different breed of athletes. I mean, this is the highest level sports we've ever seen. It's
only going to continue.
They have love for the game in their own way. I get what he's saying, but I also get what you're saying.
Let's take it to an even more argumentative level here. There was a new AZ Central article that
talk
dropped.
About this some more
from our good friend over at the AZ Central, Mr. Moore himself. Gents, I didn't really want to get into this article because it feeds into just. I disagree.
Over there?
I disagree with the article in and of itself. It's going to make me sick to my stomach to even talk about it.
His article is a catalyst to what we're going to talk about. Let's just do it like that. We're not talking about him.
So what was the article titled exactly? I know you had sent
it. Was Bobby Hurley hasn't accomplished enough at Arizona State. He needs to do more.
Yes.
Which, on its face, like, I kind of agree with. Yeah. Like, we all want to win a national championship. So, like, sure, he needs to do more. But the problem that I have is, this is the subheading, columnist Greg Moore says ASU Athletic Director Ray Anderson is rewarding mediocrity. But that doesn't prevent Hurley from learning some new moves and taking the Sun Devils to the next level. I think my problem with this is that I don't think it's framed fairly, because we're not talking about UCLA. Like, what he's accomplished more than anybody has ever accomplished with this program. And so, like, to say that he's a rewarding mediocrity, first off, he didn't get a lifetime contract. He got 2 more years. And secondly, like, he's making progress with this program. He
did something this past season that no ASU basketball coach in the last 30 years has done.
Yes.
One of the best basketball coaches that's ever been in Tempe, period.
Again, and everybody can say, everybody involved with the program can say it as much as they want. That he does not get the resources or the investment that he needs to be successful.
And Moore points that out in the article. And Moore also is fair to say, like, he is doing things correctly, but it's just the way he talks in this that I don't like. It's the "you're joking," rights. It's the "are you serious? You have to be kidding me." Da da da. But also, this is what really set me off. And Totri, I know you didn't like this either. When he was talking about, it means, quote from the article, it means recruiting a different type of guy. His squads are often loaded with talent, but there's an undercurrent of selfishness that keeps his players from fully trusting one another in moments where it matters most. Too much hero ball. Okay, sure, whatever. But then he goes on to say, and it means figuring out the NIL system that allows players to get paid. What do you want? Do you want a player that is going to share the love all around, or do you want a player that's only coming here because he's getting paid?
Yeah, make up your mind. Look.
And also has Anderson given over authority to fans on Twitter and message boards who are apparently so blissfully satisfied with mediocrity that they made more noise on the internet than the sound of a clanging jump shot signifying yet another disappointing loss for ASU men's basketball. Like, that just sounds like you were upset that people shit on your last article.
Well, look, you can make points about any article that Greg Moore writes, right? At the AZ Central, I think the whole recency with Bobby Hurley is what it is. But I'm not sorry to say that the last however many articles that Greg Moore has written, they're just dumb, right? They're just dumb. Look, we're a little timeline for you of what we've got.
This is why you didn't want to talk about it.
Aside from the whole Bobby Hurley hasn't done enough, right? The article before about Bobby Hurley was what? That he should have been fired, right? What did he do? They beat the brakes off whoever they played in the first
Nevada,
four, right? Okay, what about this one? Suns forward Kevin Durant could miss the rest of the regular season with an ankle sprain. Guys, did you know Kevin Durant, he's playing tonight in the regular season? Wrong again. Let's see. No quarterback controversy in Arizona. It's Colt McCoy's job. Wow. we went there. What about Vance Joseph's defense has saved the Arizona Cardinals? Same defense that ranked 31st in points, gave up 5th most rushing touchdowns, 21st in yards allowed. It's my personal favorite. Arizona State should call Urban Meyer after blowout loss to Utah. Yep, Urban Meyer, the guy that wasted Trevor Lawrence's rookie season. The current coach in Jacksonville took him to the playoffs in year 1. Let's not forget Urban Meyer cheated on his wife with a girl half his age and then covered up a scandal at Ohio State with spousal abuse allegations.
And kicked his kicker.
And Stanford and Colgate could signal the future of college football. Let me remind everybody that these schools had a combined 6-17 record in 2022. What are we doing?
So
that is why it doesn't resonate with me, because you just spew bullshit.
So
anytime, like, you get a chance.
He writes these headlines to do this out of you, to get a rise out of you, and that's all well and good because people are in the right to do that. But don't do it when you're lying.
But you could be a columnist and be correct.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do it when you're just flat out wrong.
Yeah.
I more wanted to talk about this to set some goals for Mr. Bobby. So
I thought we were going to say goals for more.
No. So we can get the naysayers to look forward to something, to look at something. Because now what are we expecting? Because I think we can all agree that Bobby Hurley is coaching his best basketball right now. And that's why I think the timing of the article is disgusting. Because I think this is the best he's ever coached. So what, realistically, is the goal for the next 3 years of his contract?
You got to be a top 4 team in the Pac-12 standings every year.
Okay.
I'm not going to say every year because that also is contingent on what the other. Well, actually, no, I will say every year because there's 10 teams in the Pac-12 now, and 2 of them were 2 that were ahead of you. So if you're not finishing top 4, what the fuck are you doing? So I'll give you that. For me, it's all about the tournament. Like you got to make it every year, and I think each year, like next year, you got to win a game in the round of 64. Like I think you got to make progress and show that you are like actually working towards actually being because you don't have to be a perennial powerhouse to have a chance to win a championship, right? Like there's plenty of schools who were
look at the current Final Four
seeds. Exactly. So like just gotta have hope, and I also don't want to see. I want to see an end to the losing streaks that seem to happen every year, like the 4-game losing streak.
I will say, and we've talked about this before. One thing that I think ASU fans deserve from ASU basketball is to watch Selection Sunday and not be gripping their chair because they're worried if they're going to get into a first 4 game. Like ASU fans should be excited about Selection Sunday, right? They should be excited because they know their team is in the tournament. Who are we playing
play us?
And where are we at?
Yeah.
That's what an ASU basketball fan should realistically hope for from their basketball program year in and year out. That's, for me, probably one of the biggest things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also it's just Bobby has faults, but so does every single coach.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it because they're humans. You just have to hope that they improve on them. I think the offense has improved a ton. As much as we make fun of this, I think it's improved a ton. I think that the consistency has as well. As much as we want to say,
Thanks, Jalen. Appreciate you.
As much as we want to say that the same shit happens every year, and people always point to it, the slide in conference play. It happened again, but they got out of it real fast.
Yeah.
A lot faster than normal. So things are improving. This was a fun year. I'm not going to say it was a successful year because they lost in the round of 64.
Yeah.
But it was a fun year, and it's a step towards success.
Yeah.
100%.
I think that's my other thing is just like, I don't think not everyone is us, right? And not that we necessarily do this, but not everyone has to come out here and just be like, oh, everything is sunshine and rainbows with ASU basketball. But to pretend that like things aren't in a good place with the program is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
And to pretend that Bobby isn't the reason for that is even more ridiculous. That's my issue.
Absolutely. Look, guys, nothing cures the my Greg Moore just wrote a new article.
He's yours?
Yeah, he's my Greg Moore. Quite like Fresh Limes Tequila. And if you're reading that article specifically, you're going to need lots of tequila and spit agave. Guys, try out an Illegal Pete's Coin Premium or Frozen Margarita. Stop by for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. Not only do the drinks smack, but the food smacks too. And the vibe smack.
Fact. We were just out there last weekend.
We're going to be out there soon.
Yeah. Lee and I were out there last weekend for a little impromptu meetup with... Oh, Craig was there too. Impromptu meetup with some Coyotes fans. I love the fans. I was there for the food, though. That shit smacked. The vibes were immaculate. And the weather was nice. They have a little outdoor seating. The weather's perfect right now. It's a vibe there.
It is perfect.
Oh, yeah. On your way there, I actually... You know what? I do need gas. Like, I do... Legit
like desperately?
Gas. I won't get home if I don't stop to get gas. There's a Circle K.
Do you do that often?
No.
Get gas?
Do you cut it close with your gas?
Yes.
I try not to.
Squeeze
I've
the most
run
out
out
of
of
the car.
gas once.
Huh?
Squeeze the most out of it, man.
I mean,
Well, that's
not really how that works.
Yeah.
Because you still got gas.
But I usually take it down,
Anyway,
if I'm being honest, I usually take it down between 7 and 10 miles.
I mean, I'm not getting gas before the light comes on. I'll tell you that. Like, the light's got to be on before I get gas.
I feel like
Thankfully,
you're weird if you do.
there's Circle K's all over. And I don't personally know where the closest one is. But that's why they got the store located. You hit them at circlek.com/store-locator, and they're going to show you where they're at. They got hella deals. Oh, and they got a sweepstakes. You ever been on a motorcycle?
Yes, one time.
You ever been on a dirt bike?
Yes.
Dirt bikes are a vibe.
That is hilarious.
What?
I've never been on a motorcycle what you have, but you've never been on a dirt bike.
I wanted a motorcycle for the longest time.
Dude, I rolled
kind
an ATV when I was like 13 and I thought I was going to die. It was like in the middle of the woods and I was like, I think my wrist is broken. It was just bruised.
I rode a dirt bike in Canada and it fell on top of me and I thought I was also going to die until some nice adult came by and lifted it up off of me.
How old were you?
Like it was middle school.
That's
sometime.
so funny. Dude, little Shawn in pain.
Little Shawn in pain
under a dirt bike would be a
Jalen
vibe.
in the chat, I'm getting gas with 2 miles left.
Yeah, respect. Well, you're a grown-ass adult, and you can get a dirt bike from Circle K because they're running an in-store sweepstakes.
What?
If you buy 2 or more 16-ounce Rockstar energy drinks, you have a chance to win a Husqvarna FC 450. That's a nice dirt bike. I looked it up just to make sure. That shit looks dope. Look it up yourself. Circle K out here giving you gas, they're giving you snacks, they're giving you coffee, and now they're giving you dirt bikes. What are we doing? Circle K is the best on the planet.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say Kenny Dillingham probably is going to make sure that Jalen does not win this dirt bike.
Yeah. Probably stay out the dirt bike.
Or play for the basketball team.
Don't want you out here looking like Fernando Tatis.
Or just little Shawn.
Yeah, that either.
God forbid you look like little
Stakes
Shawn.
equally as high.
Guys, we are entering the
summer snake
off-season,
drafts, baby.
The off-season of a lot of the revenue sports. So something that we did last year around this time is we did snake drafts, right? And we're going to bring them back.
We're going to bring them
back.
back.
Our first snake drafts of the 2023-2024 season.
Of PHNX Sun Devils Season 2.
Oh, PHNX Sun Devils Season 2. It's like a Netflix series?
Yep.
Okay, bet. We're going to be drafting flags today, okay? And now beforehand, we played a little rock, paper, scissors to see who is going to be getting their choice of the pick. So, Shane, you want to go third overall. Yeah. And then I won rock, paper, scissors over Shawn. Shawn, I am going to throw a curveball here. I'm going to go second. I'm going to go second overall. I'm going to let you have that first overall pick. The pressure is absolutely on you. Without further ado, Shawn DePaz, you are on the clock.
Well, wait. Let me get the music. Shawn DePaz, you are on the clock. There we go.
I know I said earlier, talking to y'all, there was a consensus over.
Wow, really? You're not going to go
away from it. I got it. Shout out my boy Owen. You put a dragon on a flag.
Damn
I'm going to take it. Wales.
Yeah, that was on my
#1
list.
overall. Wales goes crazy. You got a dragon on the flag. What are we talking about?
You're right. That was on my list.
So I'm a little worried because last time I know it's your pick, but last time we had the graphic with the actual flags on. They're not flags, but we had images on them.
Yeah.
If I go like,
I could probably work the flag into the.
Okay.
Graphic.
I'm really nervous about how I'm going to spell these.
Yeah, good luck.
Second overall, give me Jamaica.
Oh,
like the Jamaican flag.
I do like that flag a lot. It's got a lot of power. Oh, Craig is out here
just over here
with a bottle of syrup. Stick around for
syrup.
the Coyote Show immediately after this at 3 p.m. They're going to have some fun.
a classic, aggressive, adorable, and icon, Japan.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Adorable?
Adorable is a hell of a way to...
And then on the way back, I'm going my personal favorite flag.
Oh, I'm scared.
Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Brother.
SRI.
I forgot she's got to try to spell it.
Sri Lanka. Come on, Emma.
Okay. For my second overall pick, I
Another
think
one with an animal on it.
this is great, and I feel
sick?
like Sun Devil fans can relate a little bit here.
Oh.
Give me Barbados.
Oh, the Trident.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me Barbados.
Told you, that's such a good pick.
Yeah.
Oh no! I had a draft strategy and I threw it out the window.
Yeah, I'm going. So this is my second favorite flag.
Yeah,
so far, I'm going 1-2. Give me the flag with all the colors. Give me South Africa.
Oh.
That's an absolutely amazing one. And then I just want to make sure that I am on the right page here. Yes, I am. Give me the only flag that's not a rectangle. Nepal. That shit goes crazy.
Huh.
NEPAL. 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 Nepal.
Mine was Barbados.
You give me a flag that's not a square. How am I not going to take it?
Give me Argentina.
Oh, okay.
Kind of surprised I got it in the third round here. I'm going to take Argentina.
Okay, thank God. I think this is a top 3 flag, and I'm surprised it wasn't taken. Give me Mexico.
Yeah,
that is a
Mexico,
tremendous one.
great flag.
Mexico is an elite flag.
I was kind of on the mindset that we were going to be out here going like so random that I'd be able to get some of these.
We are going
basic
pretty
ones.
random here.
Not basic. It's not basic, but one of the more well-known ones.
I had one. I don't know where it went. Oh, I really like this one. This is so tough. Give me Canada.
That was if you got back to me, I was taking it 100%.
Okay. This is tough.
Yeah, we're in a tough.
What, 4th overall for me? 4th pick? I'm going to go here with, this is, I mean, if we're going from a basketball lineup here, it's a strong power forward. Probably not on a lot of people's radar by any means, but I think, could be a star any given night. Give me North Macedonia.
Yeah, I don't really like that flag, but it's you're right.
All right.
You never know. Any given night could go for 20 and 10.
It's McDonald's. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's
I love
ketchup and
McDonald's.
mustard.
So
no, McDonald's is great, but I'm saying, look at it. It's McDonald's.
Oh, I see what you're
It's
saying.
pretty close to the Arizona flag,
All
to
right.
be honest with you.
No, it's not.
Coming back my way,
Arizona flag has the blue in it.
I got 2.
Blue changes it.
I have to. Give me the Stars and Stripes. Give me the USA.
Yeah, you don't really like it though.
I mean, it's good it's basically my 5th round pick.
I don't think it's in the top 15 if we're talking about pure aesthetic.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the
Yeah,
most
you're pandering.
recognizable.
You're pandering.
It's
You're
not,
pandering.
no, I'm not.
You're
It's not
pandering.
pandering. It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
That's totally fine.
You
That's
said you
not
don't like the
pandering.
flag.
It's not that. It's not about that. It's just recognizability. It's one of the most recognizable flags, so that counts for something. Another way back, give me Albania. That shit is terrifying.
Yeah, Albania is a
Just
great flag.
big black eagle on the red background.
Well, it's an eagle with 2 heads.
Yes.
It goes crazy.
Okay, this is my last pick, right?
I have a sleeper one
Yeah.
that and obviously don't have another pick, but
Okay.
we'll see if anybody takes it.
This is going to cause some controversy
Oh no!
at home for me.
Oh no!
But I think I'm going to solve the Middle Eastern conflict
Oh,
right
no.
now.
Oh no! The Palestinian. You're gonna do it?
As a Palestinian,
You're
I'm
gonna
going to go
do it?
ahead. I'm going to draft the Israeli
Oh my
flag.
God! The conflict is over and Totri has ended.
I have solved the war in the Middle East. You're welcome, everybody. Yeah, go ahead and give
That is
me
the ultimate
Israel flag.
sacrifice. I
Yeah,
respect it.
It is what it is.
I respect it. You want to talk about recognizability? The Star of David's got it.
Wow.
What a guy!
Wow.
See, the problem is people might not have the full context of the draft because that pick should win you the draft, but they're not going to have the full context.
Also,
last
love
pick?
the spelling of that. Israel.
Bro.
Israel.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
Did somebody take Montenegro?
No?
No.
Okay, I'm between Montenegro, Cambodia. Have you seen the Cambodian flag? It's got a building on it. Look at that.
Whoa.
Doesn't really hit for me, but I
Yeah.
respect it.
I think I'm going to take
Looks like
Montenegro.
a kid made it in like
Oh,
art
no,
class.
you know what? Fuck your dragon. This is my dragon.
Oh,
Bhutan.
I saw. Yeah.
Bhutan.
What I was thinking is Mozambique. It's got
Mozambique's
a garden hoe and an AK on
Yeah.
it. That one goes pretty
Yeah.
crazy. It's also got a lot of colors.
Well done,
But-
boys. Well done. The first draft in the books.
Should we review for the audio listeners?
Yeah.
So, what is happening?
Well, for the audio listeners, I drafted Wales, South Africa, Nepal, the United States, and Albania.
I drafted
Nice.
Japan, Sri Lanka,
Mexico.
Mexico, Canada, and Bhutan.
I have got Jamaica, Barbados, Argentina, North Macedonia, and Israel.
That's a hell of a draft. Hell of a draft, boys.
I think everybody did well here, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Honorable mention to the Isle of Man.
I'm the only one
who's
that-
it's not a country, but I really wanted to draft it. It's just three
the three legs.
Three legs.
legs.
Yeah.
And also honorable mention to, I think, Sicily flag. It's like the same thing.
I didn't know Sicily.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Also,
Hate
shout out the Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden. I'm a big fan of the crosses.
Yeah.
I know I drafted Wales earlier, so cover your ears, Owen. I like the Union Jack because it is a blend between the Northern Ireland, Scottish, Wales, and English flags, and I think that's cool.
Guys, we're going to put this to social media, and you guys can go ahead and vote a little bit later on who you think drafted the best list of flags.
We should clarify, these were only country
Yeah,
flags,
these were
which is
all-
why
only country
state
flags.
I would have
Yeah.
drafted the Buffalo flag first overall if that was on the table, trust.
Yeah.
Guys, if you enjoyed the content,
Well, hold on.
what, we got more?
What do we got going on at 6 p.m. tonight?
Oh, yeah. Forgot.
Jalen.
He's in the chat.
He's in the chat.
The very first episode of The High Point is going to be live at 6 or 6:30?
6.
6 o'clock. It's going to be every Wednesday at 6. Guys, tap in. The one and only Jalen Conyers, the best tight end in the Pac-12. I can't think of another tight end in the conference, let alone the country, at the college level that has a podcast.
Every single week.
Every single week. Tap in. It's going to be a blast.
Right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel.
Do it, guys.
6 p.m. tonight. Turn those notifications on.
if you enjoy the content.
Also, follow him on Twitter at the Real J Conyers. Hold
Yes,
on.
the real Jake.
Okay.
now you got me questioning myself.
Follow the show at PHNX _Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony
Yeah,
_ Totri.
Conyers.
You could follow Shane at Shane Beef. You can follow Shawn the Pause at Shawn _ Pods.
Just being a big fan of flags as always.
We will see you guys Thursday at 2 p.m. But for now, peace.